Hello students, warm greetings to all of you. Hope all of you are doing good and are safe. This is the new video for Class 8 Biology, Chapter 10, Reaching the Age of Adolescence. In the previous chapter, we have learned about reproduction and the human male and female reproductive systems. The human beings can reproduce only after a certain age because the reproductive systems start working only after a certain age. So in this chapter we will learn about the changes which takes place in a boy's body and in a girl's body after which they become capable of reproduction. First, adolescence and puberty. So, growing up is a natural process. Growth begins from the day a baby is born. A baby grows and becomes a child. When a child crosses the age of 10 or 11 years, there is a sudden spurt in his or her body growth, which become noticeable. The rapid changes which take place in the body from this age onwards and are part of growing up. These changes indicate that the person is no longer a child, but he or she is on the way to becoming an adult. So there is a period of life in human beings when a person is neither a child nor an adult. So this transitional period of physical and mental development which occurs between childhood and adulthood is called adolescence. In other words, the period of life when the body undergoes changes leading to reproductive maturity, that is known as adolescence. This is the time span in which the child develops into an adult. So the period of a life of a person when the body undergoes a lot of changes and this leading to the reproductive maturity is called adolescence. Adolescence usually begins around the age of 10 or 11 years and lasts up to 18 or 19 years. This period of adolescence, however, varies from person to person. A person who is in the process of growing from a child to an adult is called an adolescent. Since the period of adolescence covers the teen years, that means 13 to 19, most of the years are ending in teens. So therefore, adolescents are also called teenagers. The human body undergoes many changes during this adolescence. These changes mark the onset of the puberty. Now we will discuss puberty in detail. Although a baby is born with a full set of reproductive organs, male or female organs, these organs do not function during the first 10 or 12 years of life. Under the influence of hormones produced in the body, the reproductive organs become active at the time and that is known as puberty. So the period which adolescent boys and girls reach sexual maturity and become capable of reproduction is called a puberty. In fact, puberty is the time when a child's body starts changing into an adult's body. Puberty tends to start earlier in girls than in boys. All the changes which occur in boys and girls at puberty are brought about by various hormones. So now we will describe the changes takes place during puberty in detail. Now changes in puberty. So first change we have to study is increase in height. The most conspicuous change or most prominent change, that means it is clearly visible change during puberty, is the sudden increase in the height of boys and girls. At the time of puberty, the long bonds, that is the bonds of arms and legs, elongate or lengthen and make a person tall. Thus, children gain a lot of height during puberty. Initially, girls grow faster than boys, but by about 18 years of age, both boys and girls reach their maximum height. Generally, the maximum height of girls is slightly less than that of boys, and the rate of growth varies from person to person. Some boys and girls may grow suddenly at puberty and then slow down, while others may grow gradually. All parts of the body do not grow at the same rate. Sometimes the arms and legs or hands and feet of adolescent boys and girls look oversized and out of proportion with the body. But soon the other parts catch up them within growth. So this results in a more proportionate body. Then the height of an individual depends upon the genes inherited from the parents. Second, the food had during the growing period. So it is important to have nutritious food during these years. This nourishes the bones, muscles and other parts of the. Now next change at puberty is change in body shape and appearance. When a child is small, sometimes it becomes difficult to tell from appearance whether it is a boy or a girl. This is because small boys and girls have the same body shape. When puberty sets in, a type of rapid changes in body shape and appearance start in boys and girls, which make the boys and girls look different from one another. So some of the changes in the body shape and appearance are: first, boys develop broad, broader shoulders and wider chests than girls. Girls develop broader hips than boys. Due to this, the region below the waist become wider in girls. Boys develop more muscles than girls, so the body of boys look more muscular than that of girls. Then girls develop breast. This also changes the body shape of the grown-up girls and makes them look different from boys. Now next is change in voice. When we are talking, our voice is produced by the voice box in our throat. So it is also known as larynx. At puberty, the voice box begins to grow in boys as well as in girls. The growth of voice box or larynx in boys is much more than the growth of voice box in girls. So the bigger voice box in boys gives deeper voice or low pitched voice to the boys. So the voice of boys changes at puberty and becomes deeper because their voice boxes enlarge too much and become bigger in size. So the bulge or the projection at the front of the throat or neck in grown-up boys is called the Adam's apple. Here you can see the picture, uh, the Adam's apple. You can see it in this picture. In adolescent boys, Sometimes the muscles of growing box go out of control, due to which their voice become hoarse. Hoarse means harsh and rough voice. However, this is a temporary change and the voice become normal after some time. This, but in girls, the voice box is comparatively smaller, and due to which it is hardly visible from outside. So the smaller voice box in girls gives shrill voice or high pitched voice to the girls. Next changes at puberty is increased activity of sweat and sebaceous gland. So many young boys and girls get pimples and acne on the face during puberty. Pimples are red spots on the face of a person, and acne is a skin condition marked by the eruption of numerous red pimples on the face. Here in this picture, you can see acne on the face of a girl. You can see this is the condition marked by the eruption of numerous red pimples on the face. The pimples and acne are formed due to the increased activity of sebaceous glands and sweat glands present in the skin. So the level of the hormones in boys and girls is too much at puberty, and these hormones stimulate the sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands means oil glands, and sweat glands present in the skin. So they secrete more oil and more sweat. So the excess oil and sweat get collected in the tiny pore skin, and it leads to these pimples and acne. Next change is development of sex organs. At puberty, the male sex organs like testes and penis enlarge and develop completely. The testes begin to produce male sex cells called sperms at puberty, and this makes the male reproductive system functional at puberty. And for females, the ovaries, oviduct, and uterus enlarge and develop completely, and the ovaries start releasing mature eggs or ova at puberty. And this marks the female's reproductive system functional at puberty. Next change at puberty is reaching mental, intellectual, and emotional maturity. When a person reaches puberty, he or she becomes an adult, and it is continuing up to 18 or 19 years. So during this time, they reaches mental, intellectual, and emotional maturity. So this period brings maturity in a person's way of thinking. At this time, adolescent boys and girls spend considerable time thinking about many things occurring in their minds. So, mental maturity makes the boys and girls more independent than before. And this is a period also brings intellectual maturity, so they will have the habit of reasoning and understanding things objectively. So, their brain has the greatest capacity for learning during this time. And during adolescence, they may cause emotional swings or mood swings, so that they show intense feelings such as joy, anger, boredom, worries, or sadness, which are not based on reasoning or knowledge. And also, they become self conscious. Sometimes the adolescents feel insecure while trying to adjust the changes in body and mind. However, no reason to feel insecure. So the changes which takes place in body and mind during adolescence is a natural part of the growing up process, nothing to worry about it. Hope all of you understood about the different changes during adolescence. Thank you everyone.